Patrick Findaro here, co-founder at Vetted Biz. Today, we're going to talk about the fastest growing fitness franchise in the US, F45. We're going to talk about the franchise costs, potential profit, and if it's a franchise you should consider reviewing if you want to open up a franchise concept. F45 is originally from Australia, and they've entered in the US in a big way. They started in the US in 2015, and they've grown to about 500 locations throughout the United States. Globally, they have over 2,200 locations in 63 countries. Now, F45 is a training studio which provides exercise training that involves periods of short, intense aerobic exercise. It's very much community-based functional training system. And the founders really pride themselves and the system they've created on the innovation, motivation, and driving results for those completing the exercise regimes. They IPO'd earlier this year, and the stock's been up since their IPO. The CFO of F45 franchise has also reported margins can be up to 30%, while industry averages in the fitness sector is 9.6%. They're competing in the fitness industry that's a $37 billion market as of 2021 with a growth rate of 4.7%. Now, keep in mind, part of that growth rate is happening online from people's homes. So you're dealing with new competition. Firms like Peloton have really started competing against systems like F45, and F45 is innovating, but their main focus is on the in-person workouts that they have at their 500 plus studios across the United States and 2,200 studios across the world. The franchise fee is a little high, $52,000 to open up an F45 franchise. And we're talking about initial investment for you to open up F45 of $313,000 all the way up to $485,000. Keep in mind, F45 franchise and their affiliates is making $200,000 from you before you even open your location. So that includes the opening package, the franchise fee, and other costs related to opening up the business. So just keep that in mind, understand how they're spending that $200,000 fee, and hopefully a lot of it's coming back to you is going to be able to grow your franchise system and help you break even a lot faster. In year 3 of operations, franchisees produce an average unit volume of about $359,000. The EBITDA margins, basically net profit, is in excess of $30,000, giving you an average cash on cash return in excess of 35%. However, there have been significant complaints from franchisees where you can open up a gym very close to another gym. This also has happened in Australia, Canada, and there's been a lot of complaints online with franchisees saying that there's another franchise owner that's encroaching on their space. The protected area generally be an area with at least 15,000, which isn't that much when you think about it, where there's other franchise systems that, especially in the service industry, give you a protection and give limitations where there's one franchisee per 100,000 people. So that's something to keep in mind when you're talking to the franchisor F45, as well as interviewing prospective franchisees as part of your franchise due diligence. Now, everything's great. You're getting excited. You're investing in your franchise. You like the fitness space. Take a step back, because most franchisees close or sell their franchise. They don't die with the franchise and pass the franchise on to their heirs. So it's really important you understand how much money you can get if you want to sell an F45 franchise. Now, if we look at an initial midpoint investment, $315,000, and using an industry multiple of 0.54, 54% of the net sales, we get a value of $193,000, which is basically a $100,000 delta from the price it costs to open up an F45 and the price you can expect to make when you go to sell it. We looked at some recent comparables where there's a few F45s for sale online. One was for sale for $25,000, and there was someone selling 2 locations, I believe in Texas, for $450,000. So $225,000 per location. Before you get super excited and sign that franchise agreement or reach out to F45, do your own due diligence, and talk to franchisees that have already opened up an F45 and just make sure you know what you're getting into. And if your priority is return on investment, or if your priority is on lifestyle and you're really passionate about the industry, you have to decide from day one what your priorities are in terms of return on investment, hours worked, industry of interest, how important it's industry before you start evaluating franchises. I hope you like this video, or leave comments if you're listening to this as a podcast. Until next time.